Welcome to Lecture 1.1, Accessing MATLAB for Introduction to Programming in Mechanical Engineering. By the end of this lecture video, you will have an understanding of the options for accessing MATLAB, the pros and cons of MATLAB Online, how to access MATLAB Online, the pros and cons of MATLAB Desktop, and how to access MATLAB Desktop. This slide, the table of contents, contains hyperlinks to each of the sections to make the downloaded PDF easy to navigate. Now, MATLAB can be accessed either via MATLAB Online or with a local installation. The online version is recommended for this course, but all content can be completed in either environment, whether you choose to work online or with a local installation. The advantages of MATLAB Online are that it is up to date and includes every MATLAB toolbox. All of the computation is done in the cloud, and you have cloud storage like MATLAB Drive or OneDrive available to you. The disadvantage is that you must have an internet connection. Accessing MATLAB Online, start by clicking the link at the top of this page. It will take you to MathWorks' website. On the landing page, click the button Open MATLAB Online. If you already have a MathWorks account, then enter your PIT email address, for example, abc123@pit.edu, and then at the PIT login portal, enter your PIT credentials. Complete the two-factor authentication process in Duo to finish logging in, and finally, click the button Open MATLAB Online. If you do not have a MathWorks account, then click Create One instead. Enter your PIT email address, for example, abc123@pit.edu. It may not be an alias, it must be in that form. Create a new password. It does not need to be the same as your PIT password. And then at the PIT login portal, enter your PIT credentials and complete the two-factor authentication process in Duo to finish logging in. And finally, click Open MATLAB Online. Now, the advantages of MATLAB Desktop are that it does not require internet access and that it is extensible to distributed computing platforms, which won't really be relevant for this course. The disadvantages of MATLAB Desktop are that the local installation takes up quite a bit of drive space, and executing code may slow down your computer, and new toolboxes or versions are not automatically installed. In order to access MATLAB Desktop, click the hyperlink at the top of this page to navigate to PIT's software download service. In the search bar at the top, search for MATLAB Current Release. Click on any of the three options. All three of them are identical. Expand the Installation Instructions tab or click the Download button, and then click the button Sign into the MATLAB portal. Once there, click the button Sign in to get started. And then in the downloaded PDF, the instructions will continue on the following slides depending on whether or not you have an account. So, if you already have a MathWorks account, enter your PIT email address here, for example, abc123@pit.edu, and then at the PIT login portal, enter your credentials, complete the two-factor authentication process in Duo, and then click the button Get Started, and then click the button Install MATLAB. In the downloaded PDF of this presentation, the hyperlink at the bottom of this page will then navigate to the slides where these instructions continue. If you do not have a MathWorks account, click the button Create One instead. Enter your PIT email address. Importantly, this must not be an alias. You must use your default address, for example, abc123@pit.edu. Create a new password. It does not need to be the same as your PIT credentials. And then at the PIT login portal, enter your PIT credentials. Complete the two-factor authentication process through Duo to finish logging in. And then in the downloaded PDF, this hyperlink at the bottom of the page will take you to the rest of the navigation instructions. Installation is different depending on your computer's operating system. There are options from MathWorks for Windows, macOS, and for Linux. The following hyperlinks on this page of the PDF will navigate to the appropriate slide for your operating system. These are the three for Windows, macOS, and Linux. Now for Windows, The manual that is provided here will give you steps for installing MATLAB on Windows computers. There are visual aids throughout the manual. It is important to note that Geeks for Geeks, the authors of the manual, used MATLAB R2020A, which is from 2020. This is not a problem. The process is essentially identical for this year's version as well. This hyperlink at the bottom of this page will take you to their instruction manual. For Mac OS, before we move on with the actual instructions, you must check whether your computer has an Intel or an Apple Silicon processor and download the correct installer from MathWorks. They are different. With that said, the linked manual on this page will again take you to a Geeks for Geeks instruction set, which gives you visual aids and provides you a detailed set of instructions to install MATLAB. Importantly, this manual uses R2021A, which is from 2021 for Intel processors. Again, this is not a problem. The hyperlink at the bottom of this page will take you to their instructions. For Linux, again, the linked manual provides detailed steps for installing it on Linux computers. It is different than on Macs and Windows, so pay attention to their instructions. Again, there are visual aids, and they used a version from 2021. Again, this is not a problem. At the bottom of this page, click the hyperlink to navigate to their instructions. In summary, this lecture covered the options for accessing MATLAB. You have available to you MATLAB Online or with a desktop installation. MATLAB Online is the recommended one for this course. The pros and cons of MATLAB Online are that it is easy to access, you have automatic updates, and cloud functionality are what make it the recommendation for this course. Being tied to the internet is inconsequential for this course, therefore it should not be a problem. The pros and cons of MATLAB Desktop are that it is more powerful for large programs on computers that have powerful hardware, but the content of this course does not justify sacrificing the storage space or the impacts to the system performance and the process of manual installation. And as far as how to access MATLAB Online and Desktop, the instructions are provided through this presentation file and the Geeks for Geeks references to do that on any of the 3 operating systems, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux.